You want to watch Donald Trump let the mask slip? You're getting ready to see it. It happens a lot. Donald Trump, especially in this second term, he feels emboldened. He feels outside of the gaze of oversight or checks on his power. So he's a lot more ready to say the thing that he has in the past been reticent to say. In this is a short clip, but it's bananas that Donald Trump signals that he thinks or at least has enough fondness for Russian troops who are committing war crimes in Ukraine, murdering pregnant women in hospitals, just abject human rights abuses are taking place at the hands of Russian troops and mercenaries in Russia. It's crazy, or in Ukraine, at the hands of these ghouls, these monsters. And Donald Trump talks, first of all, he says something about, I'm interested primarily from the standpoint of death. What do you, it's given everybody just one more soundbite to play that just it shows Donald Trump to be the dumbest guy who ever held the office of president. But the other thing that he says is that we're losing all these soldiers. He gives a wildly inflated number of how many soldiers have been killed in the Russia-Ukrainian war. Like 1.5 million, he says. It's hard to pin down numbers, but that is a gross overstatement of how many people have been killed, combatants. But I want you to watch this clip and really let's bear down and let's think about the last time you've heard an American president talk about another country's troops as we, as us. These are our troops. That's a problem, and it should be sounding alarm bells in the heads of anybody within the sound of his voice, certainly an audience like this. Watch this.
No, they were very nice. We were treated very nicely by Russia, actually. I hope that's the beginning of a relationship where we can end that war and millions of people can stop being killed. They've lost millions of people. They lost, in terms of soldiers, probably 1.5 million soldiers in a short period of time. We got to stop that war. And I'm interested primarily from the standpoint of death. We're losing all those soldiers. And they're not American soldiers, they're Ukrainian and Russian soldiers. But you're probably talking about 1.5 million. I think we got to bring that one to an end. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm interested primarily from the standpoint of death. Not, yeah, listen, I'm concerned about all the loss of life. I'm interested primarily from the standpoint of death. Also, and this is an aside, I've never been one of those Cheeto, Trump, and tangerine or peach, mango, whatever. It's not my thing. I'm not someone who makes a point to say I don't capitalize Trump's name. That's, if that makes you feel better, that's great. But I'm beginning to believe that Donald Trump, and that's not a joke, I'm laughing because it's just so ridiculous, but that the more unhealthy physically he is, the more orange makeup he applies to his face to try to convince himself that he's well, that he's healthy, that he's spry, that he's able to do the job. And lately, it's a different hue, it's a different shade of orange, and it's a different thickness. The spackle with which he applies his makeup, like he's Tammy Faye Baker, if you know that reference. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But more importantly, on topic here, is Donald Trump referring to Russian soldiers as we're losing. Does he mean he and Putin? Does he think he has some involvement with the Russian invasion of a neighboring country, of an autonomous sovereign nation, going in and committing atrocities against the citizens, the non-combatants of that country? Does Donald Trump think those are his troops, that those are our troops? I mean, we are undergoing an assault to rename American military bases after traitors to the country, Confederate generals who oversaw the slaughter of American troops. Maybe Donald Trump doesn't have any loyalty to the American military. I mean, after all, he does believe they are suckers and losers and what's in it for them, and he's embarrassed by people who lost limbs in battle, my brothers and sisters in arms who have been mortally wounded in combat, crippled in combat. I'm a disabled veteran, but it's only because in a training accident, I dislocated my hip and my knee. They almost amputated my leg at the hip because the blood flow wasn't coming back to the joint. I would have been one of these suckers and losers that Donald Trump was repulsed by had I had my leg amputated. And the Republican Party that literally hugs and kisses the flag and pulls constitutions out of their pockets, these are props for them. They don't care. They don't care that Donald Trump is signaling that he believes the Russian troops are his, that he's interested primarily from the standpoint of death. They don't care. And look, those reasons are playing out right now before us. It's gonna take a while to really find the specific justifications for why they've surrendered their party's ideologies to Donald Trump. Who knows? I don't know. I would love your opinions, though. Let's leave it there. I would love your opinions. Comment below and tell me what you think. One, it's good for the algorithm. I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers. Getting really close. If you're not subscribed and you just watch my videos because they get delivered to you, let's make it official. Let's be pals. You can subscribe right now. You can also call the voicemail line. That doesn't subscribe you, but it certainly communicates telephonically with your voice. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. I do want to hear from you. Those are great ways to do so. If you want to help support this work, you can take the support the next level, $1.99. $1.90. You can't even buy a cup of coffee for $1.99, right? I can't. I mean, I don't drink coffee a lot outside of the house because it's, $6 or $7 a cup. Anyway, if you want to help support this work, click the join button below. $1.99 is all it would take to help me produce this content and reach the audience that I do with what I believe is astute analysis and commentary on headlines and our current morass, the dangers that face us. I'd love to see you. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Same deal, except they take way less money than YouTube does. I love and appreciate you very much. If you're on social media, so am I. I am at Dollemore, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.